Good evening, Khushbu. Good evening, Nishi. Good evening, Tanuja. Good evening, Shirley. Good evening, Aarti. Good evening, Simple. Shall we start? Sheetal, shall we start? Students,
Yes.
shall we start? Vipnesh, right?
Yes, madam, start it. From my side, it is
Okay,
okay.
okay, that's great. Good, Fiona. Okay, so a very good evening to everyone present here. My dear ladies, I'm Dr. Sheila Yadav, and I feel privileged to welcome you all to the webinar organized by Women's Development Subcommittee, National College of Pharmacy. The topic for the today's seminar is Holistic Approach Towards Adolescent Hair and Skin Issues. To begin with this program, we are pleased to have Dr. Shikha Diwari as the speaker for this evening. Dr. Shikha Diwari is a licensed homeopathic doctor from India and a certified classical homeopath from United States of America and Canada. She is a registered yoga trainer with Yoga Alliance and provides personalized therapeutic yoga classes. Because of her infectious passion for advocating homeopathy, she is honored to serve as the President of Council for Homeopathic Certification in North America, which is the nationally recognized gold standard for homeopathic certification. That's a great achievement, Dr. Tiwari. Congratulations.
Thank
She
you so
offers non-invasive and natural healing to kids, teens, and adults for the symptoms of recurrent cold and cough, skin ailments, hormonal imbalances, chronic pain, digestive troubles, allergies, menstrual pain and irregularities, fertility issues, depression, anxiety, insomnia, menopause, and other common conditions. With this short introduction, I would like to invite Dr. Shikha Diwari to share her expertise. Welcome, Dr. Tiwari, and it's over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And thank you for that beautiful introduction. So let me start, this evening with a question to all you beautiful people. Like, what are the common skin and hair issues you are suffering from at this age? Just type in the comment section. Okay. Seems like everyone here has been no skin issues.
Yes, Priyanka, you don't have any skin issues? Type in the chat box, drop in the chat box. I can with
Okay.
yes. Very good. Very good. Hair loss, acne.
Okay, that's great. So we all agree that acne is one of the biggest problem which like almost 80% of people get affected at some point in their life. So acne happens when your pores becomes clogged with oil, dead skin or dirt. तो सडनली ऐसा क्या हो जाता है कि आपके स्किन पोर्स को लगता है कि चलो अब क्लॉग हो जाते हैं या फिर ऑयल की फैक्ट्री बन जाते हैं. So these pores were there on your skin since you were born. What makes it go crazy and turn your face like a pizza toppings, especially before any special event? So let us know the conspiracy behind this. So you often hear, कि अब बच्ची बड़ी हो गई है, अब पिंपल्स तो आएंगे ही, या बहुत मेकअप करती है इसलिए स्किन तो खराब होनी ही है. That's partly true. As you grow up, your skin is maturing, and due to hormonal changes, so yes, that's one of the reason. And second, if you have PCOS, acne comes complementary. So and yes, even using toxic makeup products and not removing it properly do cause acne. Yet, that's not the only culprit. There are other contributors like impaired sugar levels. Like there might be some kind of insulin resistance causing the acne and even pigmentation around the neck and underarms. Even you need to observe that you suffering from poor gut health. Like there might be a disbalance in your microbiome system in the gut, which makes you more prone towards inflammation, and acne is an inflammation. The other reason is heredity. Yes, if your parents, uncles, aunties had acne, there are chances that you are too disposed to getting this condition. So it's important that you start taking care of your skin before things become worse. So, before the scar settles, you need to take an early intervention if you know there is, some sort of history in your family. And the most important reason, or you may say in sabka baap, hai higher stress levels. That's the main culprit. So it's really difficult to distinguish that is stress causing your skin condition or your skin condition is making you more stressful. It's a vicious circle. I mean, if someone is suffering from, some kind of disease of lung or even say diabetes, you can't see them and say that like, but with skin or hair conditions, it's there. People just stare at you, sometimes feel pity for you, are ready to give you all sort of advice you never asked for. And this all leads to severe distress. It affects the total self-esteem, the image one builds for themselves, their social interaction, their confidence level. So 7 out of 10 patients I see suffering from skin conditions, they need therapy because their life has been impacted by this condition. Like for many, acne will go away after a certain time if well managed. Yet, the disgust they suffer, it gets carried for rest of their life as a personality trait if it is not addressed at right time. So, I would like to share a case about a beautiful girl, aged 17. I saw last year in summer. It was a typical case of, moderate adolescence acne. But what I saw was that her acne didn't just affected her skin, but this affected her as an individual. It affected her behavior. She went from being a bubbly, extroverted to being much more closed off and not speaking too much. She mentioned that it was the first thing that people saw about her and questioned about her. And eventually, it becomes the first thing she saw about herself. So, along with that skin condition, it's also important how you are feeling about it. What is the psychological and emotional impact you are going through? So, I got really interested to see how the way you look impacted the way you feel. So, when these teens usually visit doctors, they mostly ask like whether the skin condition is hurting you, or is it does it get before worse before menses, or after menses, or does it itch or bleeds, etc. But hardly hardly someone will ask how it feels when someone stares at you, how it feels when someone stood back before touching you or sharing what you eat. Do you all agree to this? So I really wonder how significant is how we look on our behavior. Many of you might have noticed that your skin condition becomes worse after a stressful situation, like before an exam, or after having a really bad time in a relationship. I have realized the way we look, it affects like the way we feel, or even the way maybe it affects the way. It can be like an opposite thing, like the way we look, it affects the way we feel, and also the way we feel affects the way we look. And in fact, there is a lot of evidence that suggests that this is the case. Like our skin and our central nervous system, they both develop from the same stuff embryologically, like the ectoderm. So, right from the beginning of conception, right from when you were in the womb of your mother, there is a direct connection of the nerve ending between your brain and your skin. The brain influences the skin immune cells when you are stressed. It influences the skin immune system, affecting the skin's capacity to heal. Like it interferes with the skin barrier, which normally keeps out substances. And this is the basis of most of the skin disorder. So, to explain more, this link between your mind and skin, I will give some, normal examples. Like every time you see like your crush or someone you love, and there will be, a little bit blush on your skin. Or when you are nervous and you start sweating. And how about you are waiting for that special day and that pimple comes out right before that special day? We all know that somehow the way we feel affects the function of our skin. And we know how it works. Like the more you are stressed, like the more stressed I get, the more cortisol level comes in my body. Higher the cortisol level means higher testosterone, and higher testosterone means more sebum production, and there is a pimple. So ये तो एकदम अब क्लियर हो गया कि your mind and your skin is completely connected. Okay? So, another thing, when I'm mentioning this mind body connection, I would like to say is what I see in my practice is it's not the severity of the skin condition which makes you feel bad. Like, it's not that you have, you should have, there is someone who has very much worse, all cystic acne with all the scar. It's only that that person will feel worse. It's not the severity which define. There are people who come, with only a mild kind of acne, but they feel devastated for the condition. So we make this assumption that the worse you look is worse you feel. Actually, that's not the case. Like, and it's important, to address the individual concerns rather than just saying like you are overreacting for your skin issue. I have learned this, that it is important what I see as a health professional. It doesn't matter. What matters is what the individual experiences, and that should be addressed. If the condition is not physically handicapping, it's not psychologically handicapping. So that's why, I mostly tell the parents who come to me, like, when you need to be there for your teenage children, especially to address the psychological impact which they face, especially in this generation where everything is on social media. Like, your beauty standards are defined by social media. So with all this peer pressure, it's important for parents to understand and be there and for their teens, and understand when it is, essential for them to get the therapy, to get the counseling, to get the right direction. Because this is the time when the whole personality is developing. At the same time, you are facing all this, skin and hair issues. Okay, I like this all comments which are coming, in between. So now that you know that your skin and hair condition is not mainly due to some external factor, and you need a more holistic approach to deal with it internally, you can now, plan a strategy to address your stress levels. You need to rewrite your negative thoughts about your skin condition or hair condition so that it helps you to cope up without, getting carried away with that condition. You need to start paying attention on what you put inside your system, that is what you eat for nutrition, and improving your gut and immune health. And lastly, you have to be aware when you need to seek for professional help. So, are you all with me till now?
Yes.
Great. So, let's now see what is an ideal skincare routine, like what it looks like, and some takeaway tips for getting that glowing skin and luscious hair. So by now, all you beautiful girls are aware that what you put on your face will just help you to clean your skin and remove dirt and dead skin, or to keep it moisturized. The nourishment and healing comes from within. So stop wasting your money on useless products you see on advertisements, or your favorite beauty blogger endorses it. You need to be wise not to destroy your skin barrier using, the toxic products. It's very easy nowadays, to just get carried away. The way they advertise, the way they promote, you tend to, okay, is this going to help? Is this the solution? Let me try. Let me just spend few money. It's okay. I will get the result. But you need to understand when you need to take a step back and question it. Question it like, what is it exactly doing to me? What is that I need? What is the real cause of my skin condition? Is it something external, and is it something which I apply and it will bring all this magic? This has been happening since years. Like, it is not something new to attract, it is like an opportunistic thing which the market out there is attracting you. So let us just talk about, the steps which you should do regularly and which most of you are doing. And so the step one is, so can someone mute the mic? I can hear a disturbance. I don't. Okay, thank you. So the step one, always go for a gentle cleanser according to your skin type. So if you have oily skin, you want to get rid of, that little bit of oil. So use a foaming cleanser. But if you are at the opposite side and you have more of a sensitive skin or drier skin, use a hydrating or a more of moisturizing cleanser. But here, you need to be very cautious of not stripping your skin of oil. So it's a myth, okay, that people with drier skin won't get acne. Actually, when you temporarily strip your skin of oil, it gives a signal to your skin to secrete more oil, and then your skin becomes more oily. So just be cautious, of not over drying your skin. So that's why it's important to use a cleanser according to your own skin type. And there are over the counter cleansers available. Just see for the label that they are out of all, there's phthalates and parabens and sulfates. They mention it. So just use a gentle and clean cleanser which is intended only to clean your face. It's not that a cleanser can make some magic and it can, heal you, or it is just for cleanser, it's for cleaning. That's it. So next step, which is usually like using a toner, but I highly recommend not using a toner because many toners in the market, they contain alcohol. Though using astringents give you that soothing effect, and that, that squeaky clean, you feel that your skin is very clean and everything, and you feel, it's soothing, but they actually rip your skin of the healthy microbiome. Yes, even your skin has a system of microbiome like your gut. So, there are trillions of bacteria which live on your skin and help to maintain a good health of your skin. Same as your gut. So, when you get rid of this beneficial bacteria, you are allowing the not so beneficial bacteria to take over. So you can easily skip this step, or you may use, some cold rose water as a toner. Yes, Priya. You can use rose water is fine to use as a toner, but not those over the counter ones available in the market who are, loaded with alcohol. Okay. Rose water with Multani Methi. So now with Multani Methi, you need to be again cautious about your skin type. If you have an oily skin, yes, it may work, but not for a dry skin. And rose water is good enough in itself, as a toner. So is toner or mist different? See, it depends. You need to see the content of the mist. Does it contain alcohol? Is there any chemicals in it? So you need to be aware of what is inside it. Okay. So the next step is a very important step, that is moisturizing. Now, irrespective of your skin type, it's important to use a good and clean moisturizer. Now, I have seen many of my patients with oily skin or, acne prone skin completely avoid using a moisturizer. It's not recommended. Okay, tell me one thing, if you are thirsty, will drinking oil quench your thirst? Like if I say, okay, you're thirsty, take this one glass of oil and drink it, and is it going to satisfy and relieve you from your thirst? No, you need water, you need water. So similarly, if there is overproduction of oil on your skin, it doesn't mean that you don't need hydration. So please, even if you have an oily skin, use some kind of moisturizer to, the non-comedogenic moisturizers available, use them. Because as I talked about this earlier, there is a theory that it's the dry skin which actually causes, acne, because when your skin is dry, it triggers your sebaceous gland to secrete more oil, and it is that the dryness of the skin causes more oil production. It is the triggering effect. So you need to address this by using a good moisturizer which helps in hydration. Is so here are some questions coming in. So let me just see. Is it compulsory to use moisturizers? Yes, as I told, like it's important, to give your skin that hydration. Is gel-based moisturizer good for oily skin? Yes, gel-based moisturizer is good for oily skin. You just need to be aware, the one which a person with a dry skin can use, it usually clogs their pores. So if you have an oily skin, you need to use the non-comedogenic one, which will not block your pores. Containing drugs are demanding. Okay, I will talk about these drugs later. And are the salicylic acid? Okay. I got, after using gel moisturizer, I got red patches on my face. So if you are using a gel moisturizer and you are getting a red patches on your face, it is, you need to see the contents in it. What are the chemicals and what are the other contents which are causing this rash? What are you sensitive to? Okay, so let me just continue, and keep these questions coming in. If I don't reply to it now, I will take a question and answer session at the end of this webinar, so I will go through all this. Okay, so you are not now aware about you cleansing, not toning, moisturizing. The next important step comes especially for you all beautiful girls in Mumbai. I know about the sun condition over there. So yes, sunscreen. The best way to protect your skin from the harmful radiation is using a physical barrier. That is, cover up whenever you are directly exposed to sun. I think it's not so much it's not so much common in Mumbai, right? But to cover up your face and everything, but when I was studying in Pune, the girls there used to cover their face completely with scarf and wear a stylish sunglass. Actually, that's the best way to be safe from the sun. It gives you like 100% protection. and it you can even avoid the toxicity of the sunscreens by using this physical barrier. And fortunately nowadays you can even cover your face, with a mask. So now, in case you opt for a sunscreen, go for, the mineral based one rather than the chemical ones. And you can opt for somewhere, between SPF 30, 15 to 30. Don't go very higher, because the thing is, when you use a sunscreen, you need to keep applying it every 2 hours. Like, it has to be applied frequently. Even if you are using a higher sunscreen, like nowadays you get even 80 or 100, it has more chemicals in it. So just be aware that try to use a physical barrier as much as possible. And if it's necessary, and you can't, there are some cases where you don't want to just be like that all scarfed around thing, so use a sunscreen which is around SPF 30. And you can also use the tinted ones available, because by doing this you can easily skip the step of applying more makeup to your skin, and you can be just sunscreen and a tinted moisturizer and you are done. So that's about the sunscreen. And the same, all these things, they apply even to a hair care routine. Now, using a very mild shampoo, which you need to cleanse your hair, you need to use a very mild shampoo which is just intended to clean your hair. Like when I used to practice in India, I highly recommended using shampoo which was like, what it was called, yeah, it was called Patelka. It is Patelca. Like, it was really mild, it was a really mild sunscreen, sorry, it was a really mild shampoo which is available in medical stores. It is not the one which is advertised or something, but it is the extract of some herbs, and it has almost no chemicals in it. So that's one product which I highly recommend. I usually don't recommend using, I don't endorse, or I don't recommend any products, but that's the one which is really good, and I have seen good results with my patients. So that was for shampoo. Now, only if necessary, use a conditioner, or you may, skip this step if not necessary. It's better, you can use an argan oil or any other kind of after wash conditioners. And avoid over styling your hair and using, all those chemical products and heat treatments. And you can also use oil for your hair like 2 hours before washing. Usually nowadays the protocol is to avoid keeping the oil overnight, or 2 or 3 days, because it attracts more of like when you go out in pollution and everything, it settles in your on your scalp and on in your hair. So it's better that you apply oil 2 hours before you wash it, and you are good. So with hair thing, um, with the hair care thing, see, you are very smart enough. You are smart enough to take your own decisions and stand for its consequences. So if you feel getting your hair bleached and colored and using lots and lots of toxic products on your hair and scalp is good for you, and it's giving you that immense pleasure, and it's glorifying your beauty temporarily, or like it is doing it for, you are getting all this pleasure today, and you are aware that 5 or 10 or like 15 years down the line you are going to have that poor hair condition, but you are, or you already know it and you are ready for it, and that it's fine for me, that I will do all this thing, and down the line I can see for the consequences later. If you're that kind of person, it's fine, it's good, go ahead, keep experimenting. And but just stand for the consequences which are going to come. So if that's one category. But if you are, someone like me who has never colored her hair or went through any harsh hair treatment, girl, you are not going to regret your decision in long term, because there comes a time in life where all this thing really, you are happy that you have to maintain at a low level. Like, you don't need to spend so much of time and energy just worrying about your skin and hair for, even when you are 40 and 45. So that's the long term goal. So you need to decide whether you want a short term goal or you want a long term goal for your skin and hair conditions. So that's the, the basic everyday routine. And I am getting so many comments. Let me just hold this. I'm going to see all this after I finish the session. And yeah. So next thing is, I want to talk is about using makeup. So everyone loves makeup. I love makeup. So you need to be aware that using makeup should only be occasional. It is not that, for everyday thing, because again, it is loaded with chemicals and toxins, and once you are using all this makeup product, you need to be aware that you clean it and remove it properly. So there is this two-step process of removing the makeup, in which you can use, certain oil-based cleanser, or directly you can apply some oil, but never a coconut oil. Okay, girls, be aware, coconut oil is good to eat for your hair, but never ever for your skin. Okay, don't put coconut oil on your skin because it clogs your pore. So apart from coconut oil, you can, take any of, almond oil or jojoba oil, any other olive oil, to you just apply on your skin, and then use a warm, damp, soft cloth to wipe off the makeup, and then use a gentle cleanser to clean it. So that has to be a two-step cleaning whenever you are applying a makeup. And never use makeup wipes. Makeup wipes, it's handy. I used to like them, but I really stopped using it because it's handy at night when you're coming and you can just use a wipe and go to sleep. But what actually the makeup wipes do is they don't clean your skin, or they don't remove all the makeup. They just spread it all around your face, so it's still there. So never ever use makeup wipes. Use, if you are using if you're applying makeup, get it removed with the two-step technique I told you. Okay, so the next thing is, when we are talking about holistic approach, it's important to talk about nutrition. So unhealthy eating habits and teenage are like synonyms. I really miss, all those vada pavs and pizzas and pani puri and all the shev puri, and soda and everything. I indulged in it when I was in a teenage. So it is like a synonym. So it goes like, unhealthy eating is a part of our life. Yet you need to be aware where you need to stop, how it has affected. For some, like, it is even a myth, when you say like, ये तो इतना खाती है, कुछ भी होते इसको कुछ नहीं होता है, मुझे क्यों होता है. So actually it's the type of body. They're like, every individual is different, but it's not like that someone has this आशीर्वाद कि अच्छा चलो ये कुछ भी खाए इसको कुछ नहीं होता. That's not the fact, because there is like a saturation level. After certain time, your body is going to react if you keep on abusing it. So just be aware, and the more you want to heal and have the beautiful skin, beautiful hair, and a good health, it's important to see what goes inside your body. Now, especially in teenage, what we see is the number one factor for hair fall and everything is iron deficiency and anemia. So, iron deficiency anemia is the major cause of hair fall in teenage. So, if you are suffering from excessive hair fall, it's a good idea to get your iron levels checked and include, food rich in iron like green leafy vegetables, peanuts, jaggeries, etc. in your diet. And apart from that, when we are talking about unhealthy eating, there are various studies that show that high sugary and processed food leads to acne prone skin. We grow eating all this junk since our childhood, and slowly we abuse our system and develop food sensitivity. Food sensitivity is when you start reacting to like a list of items. You have often seen that there are some items, there is something which you eat and you suddenly develop that pop pimple on your face, or you suddenly start getting dandruff. So this is because of food sensitivity. This It's one of the reason. I don't say that it's just because of it, but there can be that you are not, there are reasons that you are not tolerant to certain food, and you start it's a kind of allergy which you develop. So if you have acne, there are studies which say like you should get rid of dairy and gluten from your diet. Now dairy, like, everyone used to say, okay, doodh piyo, dahi khao, isse you get good skin, you get good health. But the recent problem with the dairy is the way it is brought to you. When the dairy products are analyzed, there are around 600 different types of hormones available in it. So they inject the cows with all this growth hormone so that there is more of uh, milk production, but it indirectly, when you drink it, it indirectly affects your own hormonal system, and that's why, that is the reason you start reacting to it, and your acne starts to flare up when you use dairy products. So it's advisable that you can try this out of stopping dairy and gluten from your diet if you have if you're suffering from severe acne prone skin. And once you start avoiding this thing, you need to wait, you need to wait at least for 6 to 7 weeks to see any results, because the harmful things are already there in your system, so your body needs time to eliminate or get rid of those before showing any results. So this is one thing where an area where you can try to improve your diet and get rid of the food which trigger your skin condition. And for healthy and glowing skin, you can also incorporate food sources which are rich in vitamin A, vitamin E, and vitamin C. So these are the three main vitamins which are essential for improving your skin barrier and your skin immunities, your skin health. And also, for especially for acne prone skin, you need to see about your intake of zinc. Zinc, it plays a very crucial role in healing acne. So you can include beans, seeds, nuts, whole grains, even dark chocolate. Anything above 80% cocoa is a good source of zinc, and even it is a good source of antioxidants. You can even include meat. If you're a non-vegetarian, eat meat, and shellfish, oysters, they are a good source of zinc. You can even, if you can even consult your physician and it's recommended you can use some form of supplements if you are not able to get these vitamins and zinc levels at in your daily diet. So what are, okay, I'm getting some good pakodis and pakodas on chat. Okay, Shiopuri, yeah. Okay, let me just go through some of the comments. So, explain vitamin E application for skin and hair. So, vitamin E, the problem with vitamin E application on your skin is the problem that it gets oxidized. So, it's better when, as I have explained it now, itna kuch bataya, that thing, it has to come from inside. The nutrition is coming from inside. Your skin is not your gut that it will eat vitamin A and give you a healthy skin. So it is an internal process. So all these vitamins and zinc, they need to come from within. I know, there are so many products available where you use serums using vitamin C, vitamin E, retinols. All these things are available in the market. But my dear friends, understand, it is, nutrition is internal. Okay, then applying basin on your face is good. Yes, I highly recommend many of the DIYs you can use, try, but the thing which you need to be cautious when using DIY is just see that you are using it fresh. Don't make it and keep it in the refrigerator and you can use it for 2-3 days. Don't do that, because there are chances it can attract molds and bacteria and ferment all that stuff. So use, whenever you are using DIYs, use fresh ones, and use not more than 2 or 3 ingredients in it, because there are some time, like even this natural ingredient, they react. And so it's important you to use minimum ingredient. Like when you are using basin, you can just, if you have oily skin, just mix basin with a pinch of turmeric and some yogurt and apply it as a face pack. Good enough. I hope that answered Poonam's question. So Ragnar, so Evian capsule customer directly used on skin with coconut oil. I think I answered your question earlier, that it has to come internally. How can we increase radiance? Himantri, to increase radiance, use lots, you drink orange juice daily. It has a lot of vitamin C, which helps to get that glowing skin. Okay. And basin is good for pakodi. Yes, I like pakodis. But basin is also good for your skin. It is a good exfoliant. Okay, so next I would like to talk about is the importance of sleep. That's my favorite topic, and I have done a year of research on, investigating and knowing all the benefits you get from sleep. Because what inquisited me of going in research, going opting for researching on sleep is something which for years nobody knew why it is important, why is it an integral part, why everyone sleeps. Like around all the animal, like all living organism, they sleep. So it is actually, sleep is your own body's holistic system of healing. Sleep is your superpower. God has given you this blessing of sleep so that all your problems, all the skin repair and everything can be done with your own internal healing system. So it is during sleep that your body, there is this working system. Like when you sleep, the brain starts removing all the toxins from your body. So sleep naturally detoxifies you. So it removes all the toxins, all, whatever, wherever, वो जो रहता है ना रिपेयरिंग सिस्टम, कि आप सो रहे हो तो वो बॉडी का रिपेयरिंग सिस्टम स्टार्ट हो जाता है, कि कहीं पे वेयर एंड टेयर है, कहीं पे कुछ स्किन इश्यूज है, कुछ भी है. So your body heals your body heals you when you are sleeping. So it is really important to get that 8 hours of sleep. Now there are few characteristics which you need to follow. The number one is you need to go to sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time. So it has to be a routine. So routine. Next thing, you get all the benefits of that beauty sleep only when you don't fragment your sleep. That is, if you sleep for 2 hours and then wake up and use your phone and then again go to sleep for 4 hours and then you wake up, watch TV or do something and then you sleep. So this is called as fragmentation. So if your sleep is getting fragmented, you don't get all the benefits of that sleep. So it's important to sleep for 7 to 8 hours at one stretch, because it is a cycle, it is a process. There your sleep is divided into stages of deep sleep and light sleep, and both the stages are important for getting all the benefits. So your deep sleep is the initial part of the sleep which you get like during the earlier the earlier part when you sleep. It is really important for learning new things, and it is important for healing. So this is the part, if you're missing on your deep sleep, you will see that your skin eruptions or you are having hair fall, because that it is not healing. You don't give your body the time to heal. So even if you are taking a lot of nutrition and everything, but you are not sleeping, so your body is not getting the enough time to 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 take out that information, to take out that nutrients, or to absorb the medications which you are taking. So that's the importance of deep sleep. And if you are lagging on the light sleep, the light part of the sleep, which occurs like during the early morning sleep. So if you lag on this sleep, it's like you will have more of emotional disturbance. Like as I was talking earlier, for someone who is getting over concerned, emotionally unstable, and they are not able to cope up with all the skin issues, and they are worried and changing from practitioner to practitioners, changing from different products, and they are not satisfied because it's somewhere related that they don't have that emotional stability, and it might be because they are lagging on this part of the light sleep. So it is something which we really ignore, like ठीक है नहीं सोएंगे, but this can be you can get a major difference when you start following a good sleep hygiene and following this routine. And when I'm talking about sleep, I would also like to share with you, like for some, we just struggle to to uh, wake up early in the morning, and we like, okay, you always wanted to be that 5 a.m. club member, but it never happens. So it's actually, this struggle is real, but it's now the recent research has shown that you actually have a chronotype of sleep. Like you can be a night owl, where you won't be able to sleep like before 11 or 12 at night, and you sleep more during the day. Or you can be an early bird who goes to sleep early and you know wakes up early in the morning. So it's basically your chronotype, it's basically your body type. So it's recommended that you don't you sleep according to your body type to get the benefits of all the healing benefits of sleep. So just take what is best for you. Don't just pre- press yourself for getting, okay, मुझे अब उठना ही है लेकिन मैं नहीं उठ पा रहा, I'm not getting that, I'm not feeling fresh. So you need to stick and respect your own sleeping pattern and follow it. So I think that was I can talk for hours on this topic. And if you are interested, to know, you can just view one of I have made a whole list of videos on it, just because I was so fascinated by this topic. And uh, it I don't want to waste my time for speaking to my every time what are the benefits. I just needed a video so you can refer to it, to how you can improve your sleep and get that viewed like the big like beauty sleep is not a myth. Okay, so any questions coming in?
Are you done, Shikha?
So I have just few things. Are we over?
What about homeopathy?
Yeah, I will
A
just
treatment
go
for
through
the
that.
skin and hair.
Okay, I will just go through that last part before I finish it. So let me just throw some light on the holistic health practice, or why you should visit a classical homeopath. Now, I love homeopathy. I'm a homeopathic physician since past 10 years, and nothing speaks louder than the results. So the way I have seen people healing with this modality of alternative medicine has developed, a passion within me for advocacy for homeopathy. And I serve as the on the biggest certification board in North America only for this purpose of advocating homeopathy. So the reason why I love homeopathy is because it considers you as a person and not just an organ. The treatment plan is customized for you, taking into consideration your emotional, mental, and physical condition all at once, like at the same time. The success of homeopathic treatment for past 225 years have transformed millions of lives. To swear by homeopathy, it's one of the safest, non-invasive, like you don't need to go under all those knives and surgeries and needles to get the result. And it is one of the viable system of medicine. And it's like practice, it's the second largest therapeutic system used in the world. So it's important to see a skilled homeopath with sufficient experience in classical homeopathy to get the optimal result. So I emphasize on classical homeopathy because I am aware of all kind of vague practices which are done by the name of homeopathy. So a classical homeopath will take detailed case history of for around an hour or so and prescribe you a single simple medicine which will help to initiate your body's inbuilt mechanism of healing. And they will rarely ask you to take 10 remedies at a time, or different kind of ointments or shampoos to use. So you need to understand that healing is not a linear process. There are many things involved at the same time, and your central nervous system, hormones, immune system, your gut health, everything needs to work together to cure. So, a correctly chosen homeopathic remedy will act as a stressor to push this inbuilt complex system to work efficiently and effectively, so that you are completely cured of your condition. So I personally prefer constitutional treatment in case of adolescent skin and hair conditions, because no two individual are same, so their treatment plan has to be unique. And only after a detailed case taking we can understand the root cause of your condition and work towards it. So I highly recommend not to fall prey to quick fixes and look for a strategy which will bring a long-term solutions to your problem. And by the statement, I will end the session. And if we have some time, I think I would love to answer your questions. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you, Dr. Tiwari, for sharing your insightful knowledge with us. Now the session is open for question and answer, and I would like to request everyone kindly fill the attendance and feedback form, which is shared in the description box. Thank you. Go ahead with question and answer. If you have any question, yes, so many questions are there, Shikha. I was enjoying with their questions, so
Mm-hmm.
good. Go ahead. So, ma'am, I have been reading about homeopathy. Apart, apparently, the drug is diluted with water infinitely, which makes it just plain water. So,
Okay,
is it true? Just see, and
which way? Okay. Ma'am, I have been reading about homeopathy. Apparently, the drug is dilute with water infinitely, which makes it just plain water. Is it true? Okay. So, Sharon, you need to read right articles. Don't just go for article who has been written by a journalist who has no knowledge about what the process is. So, if you really want to read about what exactly is the process of make of manufacturing of this medicine, I highly recommend you to go to the PubMed sites. There are research papers available which can answer your question. And if you are really interested on knowing its mechanism, you can always connect with me, and I can help you to know that it has a complete scientific basis, and it's not just dilution, it is something called as succussion, by which homeopathic medicine gets their energetic levels. I hope that answered your question. And thank you, everyone. You like the session. Link been given, Archana. Okay, 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 okay. Is there any other question which I have missed? Patel,
the
thank
link for attendance and
you.
feedback form is given in the description box.
Okay. So if you have any other question, I will just I will just mention my email ID. You can just shoot an email to me, and gmail.com, and you can follow me. Or I don't do much thing on Instagram. I'm not so much active on special social media, but sometime I do. So if you want to connect with me, my phone is Apple Holistic. You can search for Apple Holistic Health. That's my company name. And yeah,
Okay,
I,
thank you, Dr. Sheetal. Thank you, everyone. I would like to thank my team members, Mr. Dipnesh, Mr. Manish, and Mrs. Madhura for their efforts and kind help to make this program successful. Very special thanks to Dr. Azim Khan for his valuable guidance and support. Last but not least, I would like to thank my dear audience. Thank you, my dear students.